regular season battle. The Junior Canadians edge them 2-1. I really think on this stage, the Marlies going to have a little bit of zip. That doesn't mean they're going to win, but I expect them to try and erase those bad memories here in the big lights here under the roof.
And of course, both these two teams went head-to-head all month long, raising money for Movember. Over $30,000 raised for men's mental health. Not only do we get to see these two teams take the ice, but we also saw what they can do outside of the sport. It was great to see, wasn't it, Peter?
And it all culminated last night when both teams were together for their final training session. So there's a rivalry here. I wouldn't say they were hand in hand at the training session last night, but certainly they understood there's a little bit more to than just hockey as they grew up to be maybe leaders in hockey, but leaders in business and other things they might challenge. This Movember drive is one that I just see growing year after year. It's just been so positive. I spoke to a mom last night. She was almost teary-eyed hearing about some of the men's health challenges that players and kids in grade 10 have. So we're educating. The hockey's the fun part. They did some serious work, and now we have some super fun with a big game on the ice.
We're just about set for first period action. It's right after this. Live and on the air from downtown Toronto, it's the Mustache Cup on CBC Sports, the inaugural Mustache Cup, live from the historic, the beautiful Maple Leaf Gardens, and the crowd is slowly filling up here at the Mattamy Athletic Center, ready to take in the action between the Toronto Junior Canadians and the Toronto Marlboros. It should be a good one. Matthew Davison alongside Peter Curtis for the call of this one. And it's been all JrC the last times these two teams have met head-to-head. The last 5 matchups, they have won. We'll take a closer look at that. Last season, of course, as mentioned, they ran the table, JrC did. They went 6-0 against the Toronto Marlboros last season, and their biggest win of them all came on April 4th when JrC captured the GTHL Cup. And then in the only matchup they had this season, it was a 2-1 victory for the Junior Canadians in that one as well. Let's take a closer look at this matchup, starting with our players to watch for tonight. On this JrC side of things, it's Nico Addy. Peter, take me through what Nico Addy does well and why the Marlboros have to be fearful of him.
He's got the skill of McKinnon, but I mean, he's a big dude, a physical dude. He intimidates. We're not talking dirty. He'll take a penalty every now and then, but his offensive skill and the willingness to throw a body check on the forecheck, that's something the Toronto Marlies are going to be scanning for when they go into the corner, looking to see where 92 is on the ice.
It should be a good one here from Old Maple Leaf Gardens. Such a historic venue. Of course, the Maple Leafs used to play here and host the likes of Mario and Bobby Orr and Wayne Gretzky, but all those players, they had to start somewhere. And a lot of the stars of today, like Connor McDavid, Ryan O'Reilly, you saw some of the names Kyle and the panel are taking you through. They started here in the GTHL, and it will be exciting to see these stars under the spotlight here at the MAC.
You get the starting lineup treatment as well. And I look back at the Junior Canadians days, Matt, with a PK Subban one there, you know, and you look at the Toronto Marlies, Connor McDavid and Josh Hosang.
Let's throw it down to PA announcer Ty White with the starters.
On defense number Gabriel Smith. On defense number 22, Luke Saracino. And in goal, number 62, Shane Nelson. The head coach of the Marlboros is Richard Bauer. And now here's the starting lineup for the Toronto Junior Canadians. At left wing, number 16, Simon White. At center, number 22, Luca Romano. At right wing, number 92, Nico Addy. On defense, number 97, Keegan Knight. On defense, number 7, Luca Graziano. And in goal, number 29, Alex Arden. The head coach of JrC is
So starters have been announced, and we're just about set for opening puck drop here at the Mattamy Athletic Center in downtown Toronto. It's the inaugural Mustache Cup between the Toronto Junior Canadians and the Toronto Marlboros on CBC Sports. Romano starts action early with a shot on net. These two teams have played each other quite often, but it's been all JrC, as we've mentioned. 6-0 last year, beat them in the GTHL Cup final. And in the only matchup between these two squads this season, JrC had a 2-1 victory. Matthew Davison alongside Peter Curtis for the call of this one as play comes up through neutral ice. Katzen on that far side, a shot by Aiden Lane went wide. Now come back through neutral ice. It will be interesting to see how these two teams start off, and if the energy level is high, I'm sure it is, and any nervous energy that might be out there, Peter.
I like the fact both teams were looking to get a quick shot, something to get the goalie in the game, and both of them looked ready. One of these announcements, ceremonial face-offs, the TV lights are on. It's one of those environments they're not used to at this level, and it looks like they want to try and get as many shots on the goaltender, see if they're ready after a long delay.
Yeah, and of course, if these two teams make it to the end and make it to the OHL Cup final, which is comprised of the best GTHL teams at the end of the year, they'll be playing right here at the Mattamy Athletic Center, so certainly a great test and preparation for that as well. O'Brien takes it over the line, fed it in front, and they score!
A great pass right there. O'Brien, the captain, the high hockey IQ, he gets it to the back door, and Chase Yanni was sitting there, and I'm looking at Stark on the Marley saying, did he lose his player just for a split second, as Yanni was able to get through two of the players there. Matteo Sabatini had him. It was that split second that once he gets ahead of you, you can't catch up at this level, and that's how the Junior Canadians open the scoring.
So Chase Yanni with his 5th on the year breaks the ice here in the inaugural Mustache Cup. Exactly how Krish Melkasian drew it up. An early start, early goal, and sets the tempo early to start this one off.
Oh, you gotta love the pass at the end right there as they look up, just dealing with a little bit of a clock issue right now, but a great start by the Junior Canadians. And it just highlights that if you lose your player just for a second in that zone and you try to recover, you turn around, they're already behind you, putting the puck in your net.
So let's see how the Toronto Marlboros respond here. Down 1-0. This one's played through neutral ice and taken up by Caterin on that far side. In front, centering pass, and they score! The Marlboros tie it.
Another quick pass from out behind there. The goaltender kind of lost track of where it is. It ends up on the inside of the post. It'll be interesting to see the goaltender's positioning on this as Armelin goes for a little bit of skate, a little bit of a puck battle. Next thing you know, it's out front, and a quick shot on net there for the Toronto Marlies.
Jeremy Martin, who his coach described as someone who can score those highlight reel goals. That one was a great setup, and just like that, the Marlboros tie it right back up. 2 goals within a minute and a half here to start off the Mustache Cup. From how it's going here in the early going, I don't think we'll be seeing that low-scoring game that we saw in the first matchup between these two games, which was a 2-1 win for the JrC. Comes back to line, a shot in on net. That one hit a body in front, and the Marlboros will look to head north. But this one's taken up by Xander Valeris. Stolen away by William Moore. Shot in on goal. That one was Kieran Witkowski, but fought off by Armelin. And now Alex Armelin will cover things up, and we'll get a whistle here in the JrC zone. What a start, Peter.
And we talked about the goalies being a little bit off maybe with the pregame ceremony. It looks like the team's players are, like the defensive zone coverage, just not typical of what we've seen. And that's okay for the fans at home, but I just don't know if the coaches are ready for a good old 6-5 hockey game tonight.
Romano gains the blue line. Lang nearly got the puck. A shot it on goal. That one was Addy with the attempt, but fought off there by Jaden Nelson. Nelson comes over from Ottawa and is the reigning MVP of Ontario in net. Certainly a big piece coming over for the Marlboros, and as is Crosby DeCosca, who's backing up Nelson tonight. As Romano tries to send that one in, played around for Smith. Now on for JrC. That one's going to head into the Marlboros bench, and we'll get a whistle.
We talked in the pregame about the coach. I think Richard Power really pulling off the good old mustache right there.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not able to compete with him. He shaved the head. He's got the mean look, and of course Malkasian on the Junior Canadians with the bearded look. And there was the shot opportunity by Addy, and it looks like just trying to get as many pucks on net here to see if the goalies are comfortable. And for now, a quick start for both teams.
Yanni over the blue line, sends that one on goal, and Nelson equal to the task and covers up. 3 minutes gone here at the Mattamy Athletic Center for the inaugural Mustache Cup. All in support of Movember. We'll get a face-off to the right of Nelson. 2 goals scored in the first 90 seconds of action. What else do we have in store here? This one comes into the corner as the Marlboros look to get out of their own end, but back on the puck are the Junior Canadians. Comes back to the line. Shot it on goal. That one hit a body in front. Rebound, and a good save there by Nelson as a JrC player was planted right in front of the net. That was O'Brien with the chance. Now turning back on it is Keegan Knight, who makes a nice defensive effort. That one's fed inside for William Moore. Now Martin at the line, shoots that one on goal. It's loose. Where is it? It's in the blue paint, and they score! Joseph Caterin, and the Marlboros are in front.
If you can get an assist on your own goal, this is a great example. Caterin goes in heavy on the forecheck. It disrupted the shift 20 seconds ago, and he gets rewarded by getting his nose in front of that net. And like we said, taking your stick, and what did they say? Put it in a garbage can to score a kind of garbage goal. Well, this is a beauty because you get in on the forecheck. The Junior Canadians are more preoccupied with one player, and Caterin gets rewarded for his hard work. And we even see a goaltending change early here.
Yes, Nico Armelin coming in to relieve his twin brother Alex. With 2 goals on just a couple of shots, and the 2 twins will trade in net.
This has got to be a team goalie change. I mean, there was a Marley being pushed right on top of his brother, so you can't fault the goalie for not being able to get over to the other side there. So we'll see if it's a wake-up call.
Morano trying to get on the JrC back on the attack. Loose in front, and coming away with it was Witkowski for a moment. That one's going to be sent out of play for a whistle.
Our GTHL fans not used to the fact that there's no mesh on the side here. You see them kind of relax, and then all of a sudden, wait a sec. Here at Mattamy Center, you got to be ready for those pucks out of play. It's an old school rink.
So face off to the left of Jaden Nelson. Face off controlled by JrC. A shot towards the goal. That one fought off. Good chance from Wyatt Yinman. Yinman will take it into the corner. Back for Harry McLean. That puck will be picked off there by the Marlboros, and DeCarlo will send that one in deep. Back to collect is Luke JrC, who his coach describes as the heart and soul of this team. Moore back on the puck. Plays it back for JrC. Has some room. Sends it towards the goal. That one hit a stick in front. Moore turning along in the half wall. Towards the middle of the ice. Feeds JrC on that far side. Tried to send it back in front. Aiden Lane now turning with it. Stolen away there by the Junior Canadians, but taken right back by the Marlboros. And here's Katzen over the line. Moore looking for a pass. Finds Smith. He's taken down in front by Addy, but no penalty on the play. Shot towards the net. That one didn't make it there. Smith at the line. We'll send that one in deep. And now here come the Junior Canadians in Wang and Addy. Wang over the blue line. Pushed outside well there by Smith. Addy in there to chase. Comes back to the line. A delayed penalty call here with the Marley's goaltender out of, or the JrC goaltender out of his own net for the extra attacker. Romano brings it over the blue. He's pushed into the corner. And now comes on for number 73, Chase Yanni. Fed in front. Missed everyone, and Graziano's forced back to center. Still a delayed penalty out there as JrC has controlled that puck. Romano, Addy. Now Yanni, a shot, and that one's saved by Jaden Nelson. Romano. Comes back for Graziano. Now near side, Addy. Tried to center that one for Wang, rather. As the Junior Canadians still have that puck, but will be touched up there by the Toronto Marlboros, and JrC will head to the man advantage.
Well, Caterin in on the forecheck as he talks to referee Cam Finney. He just needs to wait there. If the puck's gone, you got to leave it alone. It's in the attacking zone. I don't see Coach Richard Power having an issue with it because that hard work is what put them up by 2-1. But sometimes you have to have that ability just to put on the brakes, soften the blow, and avoid taking a penalty.
So a man advantage here for the Junior Canadians with an opportunity to equalize here, and 2 goals in the first minute and a half, and then Joseph Caterin breaks the tie and puts his team in front for the Marlies. Back to the line, Yanni, a shot, that one went wide. Comes along the half board, and that will be cleared all the way down the ice by Stark. Armelin in behind the net to collect. Malkasian. Graziano will pick it up and send it around for Yanni.
This forecheck is really causing a lot of trouble for the Junior Canadians.
Malkasian works his way over the red line, now over the blue line. Along this half wall, looks for an option. Turns in the corner. Sends it back to the line for Yanni. Now back for Malkasian. That puck taken up by the Marlboros and sent 200 feet down the ice.
The Marlies penalty kill going to be aggressive on the puck carrier, so you got to be quick with your passes, especially when you gain the zone. They want to go heavy on the puck carrier. You got to make them pay by moving the puck.
Graziano trying to take it over the line, but now on this far side, here comes JrC. Fed in front of the net, stolen away. Now on for Yanni with a chance. That one was saved by Jaden Nelson. Graziano, near side for Yanni. Graziano, shot towards the net, they score! Luca Graziano, and the game is tied.
They moved the puck quickly. They're listening to us up here in the booth, and Graziano was able to get that power play goal. This is going to put the Junior Canadians back into the game, almost exactly what they needed. But I don't see the Toronto Marlies taking their foot off the pressure here with the forecheck. There's just a lot of traffic out there. You look at a big defenseman like Gabe Smith for the Marlies. He on his own is hard to look around. A Junior Canadian was there as Graziano gets them on the board with their power play marker.
So midway through this first period of action, we are tied at 2. Mustache Cup living up to the hype here. These two teams trading goals.
And you had Cyril Bowlers declaring his hockey conflict of interest with the Marlies. I've got one with the Junior Canadians. My nephew's on the team. I actually called some broadcasters, say, should I do this game or not? And they said, you get to do it just like he gets to play. If you end up at the same time, that's a great memory. So I'm not cheering, but I do have a hockey conflict of interest, Matt. I got to get it out of the way. Kind of like Cyril. He must have a Marlies tattoo on that chest, eh? I thought he was going to break out the blue and white pom-poms.
Well, Peter, you're a seasoned broadcaster. I know no bias will creep in, but we certainly understand if you're cheering for your relative out there as JrC looks to get back on the attack with Wang, who is pushed back, and here comes the Marlies. Moore over the line. Moore, who, as mentioned, played last year for the Mississauga Senators, capturing the OHL Cup. Now he comes over to the Marlies, and an exciting player to watch for them. Moore across for Lane. Lane will take it towards the net. Fought off there by Armelin. Now turning within the corner. Comes back for DiCarlo. Shot towards the goal. That one hit a stick and went wide. Now turning on it is number 92, Nico Addy for JrC. Intercepted in neutral ice, but Addy takes it right back. Romano over the blue line, 1-on-3, and the Marlies will take the puck right back up. Trying to feed Witkowski in there. It comes across for Stark. He'll chase that puck in deep. Now to support is Jason Zhao. Romano will bat that one out into neutral ice. As the Marlies look to find an outlet pass, that one intended for Stark will head all the way down the ice. No icing call. As Stark intercepts that puck and tried to take it towards the net, but lost it in there. Delech, centering pass, and what a save by Armelin, robbing Jason Zhao out front. This one will come in behind the net. An early test for Nico Armelin, who comes in to relieve his brother Alex, and a big-time save there on Jason Zhao.
He looked a little unsteady holding on to the puck earlier in the game, but now that save's got to feel good for a goalie. He didn't get to start.
Romano now on for a shot there by Chase Yanni. As JrC looks to break this deadlock here. Delech. Graziano at the line. Malkasian got a stick in front. That one sent back on goal, but fought off there by Jaden Nelson. Yanni on it again. Has the puck knocked off his stick. After those early goals and that power play marker from the junior Canadians, a lot less back and forth action with a little bit of a slower play here in the latter stages of the first period.
Where everyone's sticking to their position here. You get excited when you get that TV game, first one maybe in your career, and all of a sudden you start doing things a little bit out of your comfort level. Now everyone's sticking to their part of the ice, knowing their job and looking to fully execute it.
These are two really solid defensive teams. Junior Canadians allowing just 1.22 goals per game. This one's centered towards the net. But the Marlboros, similar tally with just 1.2 goals against per game as well. Here in the opening period, both teams have already surrendered two. Wang towards the net, just out of the reach of Romano. That one sent in on net once more, and Jaden Nelson has been equal to the task. Already 11 shots against him on the night. Addy in behind, trying to send it over for Wang, but here come the Marlboros through neutral ice. Katzen's on this near side. Lane a shot, and that one went wide. Lane will pick up his own rebound along the boards. Taken off the puck by Addy as this one comes into neutral ice. Stark over the blue, trying to feed Katzen, who will chase the puck in deep. Now the two teams will battle along for it in the corner. Coming into support is Ethan Armstrong. As the Marlies look to start that cycle. DiCarlo at the line. That one just went wide. Comes back for DiCarlo. He'll feed his defensive partner and send that one towards the net. And coming out to cover that one is Nico Armelin, the JrC goaltender.
And the junior Canadians, you look at the Armelin brothers, this year every game has been so tight, 2-1, 1-1, a 1-0 loss to the Vaughan Kings. They haven't had a game where they could have relaxed here, while the Toronto Marlies, that offense has given them a little bit of room. If it means tinkering or relaxing, it's a different vibe when you're on the Toronto Marlies and you're winning and scoring that many goals. You almost feel like you can't lose a game if you can score 5 every night.
Along the half wall, the two teams battle for it. Now on that puck is Romano, who is such a dangerous player out there. That's Morano, rather. So Morano and Romano out there for JrC.
I knew that would be a toughie for you tonight, and you know coach is going to keep them together all night just for you, Matt.
Exactly. Witkowski, a chance, and that one saved there by Armelin. Luca Romano, Chris Malkasian says, is one of the most skilled players in this age group, and we'll get a chance to take a closer look at him in our second intermission. We're able to sit down with him, and interesting personality and a really great hockey player as well. Smith on this near side as the Marlboros look to go on the attack. Jason Zhao brought off the puck by the Marlies. Malkasian over the blue line. Feeds Yanni. Shot towards the goal. That one went wide on the backhand. Comes back to the line. On for Keegan Knight, who plays it on for Evan Malkasian, but that one's, or Malkasian rather, and that one's going to go out of play for a whistle.
I love the fact, sorry, Matt Malkasian, just with that puck possession and poise, he doesn't panic when he's in the attacking zone. He'll hold on to it for a split second and make a good pass turn into a great pass. It's just the speed and poise that he can play at in some tight areas.
Face-off won by the Marlboros, and we get to see this quick attack on that near side. Jeremy Martin had the puck, and then he brought down his man. His coach says he can hit you like a truck, and he certainly did there. Martin scored that opening goal for the Toronto Marlboros, and already making an impact in this one. On this near side, Turnbull sends it in. Comes around in the corner. Keegan Knight playing it up. But Matthias Stark, the captain, is there to play it. But here come the Junior Canadians once more. Addy over the blue line, tries to center that one in front. Fought off there by Jaden Nelson. And now here comes DiCarlo for the Marlies. Lost the puck, and Graziano collects as we're in the final minute here at the Mattamy Athletic Center. It's a 2-2 hockey game between JrC and the Toronto Marlboros. Addy on this near side, had the pass just behind him, tried to send that one towards the goal, but DiCarlo fought that one off with the stick. Here's another opportunity for the Marlboros in the late stages of this one to maybe enter the attack. Katzen will chase that puck in deep. Has more in front of the net. Elects to go to the backhand and feed Lane, who will circle in behind. 15 seconds left on the clock. Lane back with it. Sends that one towards the goal. Went wide. Katzen in the corner. Now Lane. Fed back for Smith. Final 5 seconds here. That one will be sticked aside there by Nico Armelin, and that's how the period will come to an end. So a great start to the inaugural Mustache Cup. Two teams that have such a long and storied history. The Marlboros and the Junior Canadian. It's always fun when we get to see them play, and it certainly didn't disappoint in the early going. 3 quick goals.
I mean, when you think of what the coaches are used to here, the Junior Canadians usually don't give up more than 2 a game, and they give up 2 in the first period. For the Marlies, I think the stress here from the coaches will be, are we playing our positions? I know it's a game, it's a big deal, but what about the game we played last week? You got to stick to your position, guys. Treat it like every other regular season game.
How do you go about settling down those nerves in the second period?
It's tough, but you have experienced coaches there. They've been through this loop many years. It's the OHL draft year. You got enough things to deal with. I think now the jitters are out, but that shot total of 13-9, that's pretty high for both teams. They're not used to taking that many shots against in a first period.
And both these goaltenders probably aren't really experienced facing that number of shots in a period. And of course, we saw the Twins switch in that early going, but as you mentioned, you can't really follow Nico on either of those goals.
We were trying to think. I think that really is a team wake-up call, right? I mean, you have a defenseman pushing a player right on your doorstep. You're not going to be able to reach and get that puck, but that's okay because it's one brother to the next brother say, hey, dude, it wasn't you, but I'll pick us up and get us back into the game. And that's exactly what the other brother did because he made a great kick save. Remember, no warm-up. He thought he'd have the night off, and all of a sudden he's playing in the first period.
So 2-2 is where we stand after the first period of action. But with more, let's send it rinkside. Here's Kayla Karim.
Hey guys, I'm joined here with Luca Graziano of the Junior Canadians. Luca, walk me through that game-tying goal in the first period.
All right, so we got a power play, nice midway through the period. We were struggling to gain their zone, settle down, but third or fourth try breaking out, we got in their zone, settled down. I hit it to the wall, got the puck back, and just put it in its place.
And it's a pretty fast-paced game right now. What do the Junior Canadians have to do to keep up that pace in the second period?
I think we just got to focus on the little things, you know, not try to get too ahead of ourselves and let the game come towards us.
And the last question I have for you is, how does it feel being in this historic building playing this game tonight?
It feels amazing, honestly, because I'm a Leafs fan and the Leafs used to play here, so it feels nice to score in their old barn.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sending it back up to you guys.
The old Toronto Marlboros played a lot of games here at Maple Leafs Gardens. In the old days, Marlboros would play first, and then Toronto Maple Leafs would play right after. But we're underway here in the second period. Between the Marlies and JrC, 2-2 is where we stand. What will the second period have in store for us? Back of the line, Dragusika shot on net. That one hit a stick in front, went wide. Marlies keep control of the puck. And now JrC will get it out of their own end. Romano with some speed on this near side. Tries to make a move, nearly did on his defender in Turnbull, but he's pushed into the corner. Centered out in front, Yang a shot, and that one was saved there by Jaden Nelson off the great chance from Simon Wang. Comes around in the corner for Romano.
Wang had two players trying to cover him. They know how sneaky that shot is. He's left alone in the slot area. The Marlies are not going to be happy with that defensive zone coverage.
Chris Malkasian said Simon Wang is a sniper and he can score from pretty much anywhere inside the dots, and nearly did there. As Katzen will collect in his own end. Will take it in behind his own net. Katzen is described as the heart and soul of this team, and such an interesting character out there as well. As that one will go over and back for an offside here.
You know, with the NHL retro reverse jerseys out, what do you think of the Marlies Remembrance Day jerseys? Pretty snazzy, eh?
Yeah, they are great. Let's go over to Kayla Karim with an update.
Yeah, guys, I caught up with Massimo Lamacchia, who is the assistant coach of the Toronto Marlies during the break, and he told me a bit about the energy on the team. So he was saying that the energy is still high. Before the game, though, he was a little bit, he noticed that the team was a little bit nervous, maybe because of the lights and the cameras and obviously playing in an arena like this and the pressure on tonight's game. But he said now, after the first intermission, they are back to playing a regular hockey game.
Thank you so much, Kayla. And it is interesting to see how these two teams have adjusted as the period and the game has went on, and certainly a lot less back and forth of what we saw in the opening minutes, and more reserved from both these sides, and not really wanting to make that mistake which will break the score here. Comes back to the line, a shot in on net. That one went wide. Now on the corner. That puck will deflect over the glass. And with 2 minutes gone here in the second period, we'll get a whistle.
The coach is going back to what makes them successful, reminding the players play within what you can do. And you love that Kayla's there getting us inside information from the assistant coach at intermission. So stick to your game. Don't try and do anything different, because the stage might be a little bit brighter and good things happen.
Quick shot by Valeris at the line. Stopped there by Jaden Nelson.
And Cyril talked about Jaden Nelson being a big square sponge. He's also got some great reflexes.
There's a funny graphic there. Lev Katzen did his best impression of Brandon Tanev. And of course, PWHL player as well, Emily Clark. Katzen's just such a character, and he wanted to try his hand at that surprise expression, and we love to see it. Martel over the line for the Junior Canadians. He's pushed out wide, tries to center it in front. Turnbull is able to collect it for the Marlies, and they'll head the other way. This one will come up on this near side for Moore, just out of his reach. Collecting that one was Keegan Knight. And Moreno and JrC will start the attack. Valeris over the line, shot was blocked there by number 22, Luke Dragusika for the Toronto Marlboros. As both teams will get a change in here with 3 minutes gone here in the second period. That pass intended for Martin was just out of his reach. Romano tried to tip that one over the line, but the Junior Canadians are forced back into neutral ice. Sent in deep by Keegan Knight as Martin took his man into the boards. As the Marlies look to head through neutral ice, but they're turned back. Wang making a play on it. Cuts towards the middle. Wang shot. Rebound. Oh, what a save. Jaden Nelson got the rebound too. Addy towards the goal. Loose in front. Cleared out of harm's way. Jaden Nelson certainly being tested here in the second period.
Well, we said box-like, but he has the ability to kick it out and be an old reflex-style goalkeeper. It shows you what he could do there under pressure.
Back on for Wang. Wang has had quite a few chances here in the early going for the Junior Canadians. Has 4 goals, 3 assists through 9 games on the season. This one comes out for Witkowski as the Marlies look to enter the offensive end. Stopping that one behind his goal is Nico Armelin. Chris Malkasian said Armelin is great technically and really has the ability to make that big save. This one's played along for Yanni. Graziano. Good stick in the lane there by Gabe Smith on defense. And the Marlies are able to collect the puck and head through neutral ice. Moore will play it along. Moore, lane. Good stick there by Malkasian to break up that opportunity. Aerial pass intended for Yanni. Nearly found him, but Smith was there to play it out of harm's way. Malkasian trying to take the puck off his man along the half wall, but this one will be played into neutral ice. Over the blue, O'Brien has Malkasian driving towards the net. His shot goes wide. And now it's in the corner. O'Brien, the captain for the Junior Canadians, will come back to the line for Valaris. Now on for Yanni, shot in on net. O'Brien scores! And the Junior Canadians are back in front.
Well, it all starts keeping the puck in. Valaris, I mean, all of the defensemen today, they look like big trees. They got these big arms and branches. They're able to keep the puck in. Valaris keeps it in. Some good old traffic right in there, and you take a look at the quick hands of O'Brien just to get it across there. Just loving the play there as you take a look at Yanni as well, playing up high, and it's just amazing what a little extra work can lead to 30 seconds later, and it ends up with a 3-2 marker.
O'Brien really performs in the big moments, in the biggest of stages, and head coach Malkasian said he's won literally everything with this team, and really when he plays well, the rest of his team plays well. And that's his 3rd goal on the year. From Jake O'Brien, 3-2 is where we stand. Marlies and JrC. Junior Canadians look to go back on the attack. That one will be sent in on Jaden Nelson, and he'll be able to cover that one up.
A good play by Nelson. He knows they've given up that go-ahead marker. Defensive zone, long line changes in the second period. Coach Richard Power is going to be happy just to slow it down here and remind everyone, play your positions, and good things will happen. And that's what the Marlies need to do to stem the tide here.
Addy, a quick shot off the draw, just went wide. He'll get the puck back from Wang. Now in the corner, comes up for Wang on it again. Driven off the puck as the two teams do battle along for that puck. Now comes loose for the Marlies to take it over the blue line. Caterin trying to work in on Knight. Stark in the corner, played it in behind, comes out in front, a whistle is blown as goaltender Armelin was driven into there by Marlies player. And both teams will be separated there by the referees.
Call or no call? I mean, Keegan Knight wants to be physical, but he's putting someone over the top of his goaltender. The Junior Canadians look like they're going to get up with a penalty here. I mean, if it wasn't Knight with the cross check, it ends up being Addy. He's always in the middle. He's going to end up with a slashing call. As referee Cam Finney and Daniel Seppi, they knew they had to make a call here. It was just too easy. The Junior Canadians just too aggressive, especially after the whistle. And what do you want if you're a fan of the Marlies? You're getting a power play. You haven't had more than one shot in the second period, and here's something gifted to you.
It's an opportunity to equalize here. Katzen on the draw, who will win it back. Back for DiCarlo. Turning with it is Witkowski. Good play there at the line by Malkasian. And he'll get the puck back and send that one 200 feet. Malkasian is described by his coach as someone who does everything right. He's the hardest worker on the team. And he can play every position, including defense.
Well, when you're the coach's kid, you got to bring the effort, right? And I mean, he's done it his whole career. I look at what he does. He can skate backwards faster than some guys can skate forward. And now you know why he's out there killing a penalty to start at a pivotal moment.
Katzen, 200 feet from his net, will have to regroup for the Marlies. Has Lane in front of him. It comes up for Moore. Moore turns along in the half wall. Comes along for Lane. Katzen's planted out in front. Lane will turn with it in the corner. Now Moore's on the puck. Comes back to the line, near side for Turnbull. Has some space, goes back for Moore. Shot, deflected there by Romano. Will come back to the line. Pass across for Turnbull. Wrist shot, fought off there by Armelin, and that will be cleared all the way down the ice there by Chase Yanni.
The Toronto Marlies, they're giving you the point here. The junior Canadians are collapsing low. They want to take down the bottom part of the half here in that zone. Take the point shot. It's sitting there. Don't look for something pretty. Just blast away.
Stark trying to work in on his man. He's taking it into the corner. Dragusika. A good play there by O'Brien. He might have a chance here. Feeds Addy in front. In! Oh! And a good save there by Jaden Nelson on Keegan Knight. Biggest opportunity on the power play comes for JrC and Keegan Knight, but equal to the task is Jaden Nelson.
There's a great example. The Marlies had a great opportunity to take a shot from the point. The D tries to go through 4 players in the box. Just take your shot. It ends up with a shorthanded opportunity against you.
Power play has expired. Back to 5-a-side here in the second period. It's a 3-2 advantage for the junior Canadians over the Toronto Marlboros.
I'm sorry, Matt, it's been very typical of this division, though. You know, not a lot of power plays, a lot of 5-on-5 hockey. There's 6 teams fighting for a chance to finish in first in this group, which is fantastic for the scouts, and it's been so disciplined. I mean, I love looking at these game sheets. They're clean, man. They know what they're all about this year.
They battle along forward along the half wall. Morano cleared it back to the point. Comes into the corner. 2 teams that are really good winning those board battles, and it comes out for a chance for the Marlies, but broken up there by a good stick in the lane by JrC. Morano over the line, taken off the puck by Lane. He feeds his man, Caterin, over the line. Caterin trying to feed it back for Smith, wouldn't work. Now Lane in the corner. Caterin trying to work his way back in front, but this puck will come back into neutral ice. Just over 5 minutes left to go here in the second period of action. Martel trying to bring that one through neutral ice, wouldn't go. And now Addy's on the puck. Armstrong in the battle for JrC, and here come the Marlies over the blue line. Zhao a shot in on goal, that one went wide. Zhao came over from Beijing, China 6 years ago, all the way into Toronto. That one is played in there by Nico Addy. Zhao's mother, Fanny, said it was a hard decision leaving family back in China, but he said her son's dream is her dream as well. As we take a look at that prime opportunity on the power play from JrC, on the penalty kill rather, Keegan Knight with the chance.
Well, anytime one of your hard-nosed defensemen is leading the charge shorthanded, it tells you there's a breakdown on the Marlies side. Keegan Knight saying, hey, what do I do on these breakaway things here? But he almost put it by the goaltender, which would have been a real dagger at this point in the game.
Keegan Knight was on that U15 team last year that ran the table, undefeated regular season, won the GTHL Cup, and won provincials as well. And he said being on that team last year is his favorite hockey memory. That one sent it on goal, they score! Chase Yanni, 4-2, JrC.
The speed of Yanni to get to the net for the rebound. I mean, almost hopeless situation for Nelson. He's got to make a grade A scoring opportunity, make a save on that one. Someone's got to be there to tie a stick, clear a rebound. Hard to fault the goaltender there. The speed of Yanni is just so good out there. He's usually the playmaker, but using that speed to get to the front of the net.
Yanni had 9 goals, 6 assists in 8 games at provincials last season as the JrC captured the OHF Cup. That's his 5th goal on the year to start off the 2022-2023 campaign as the Marlies look to respond here. A shot from Martin was blocked there by Keegan Knight, as Knight tries to bring it out of his own end, but fought there by Katzen along the boards. As here come the Inman and JrC. Chance in front. Where's the puck? It's in! Yinmin centered that puck and it found its way all the way through. It looks like Keegan Knight might have got the final touch.
Well, Morano leads the charge there. That big body of 67 was in front of the net, and the Marlies are just not able to contain the speed of the junior Canadians. And it's just some good old-fashioned hockey. Here comes the rush, and look at the traffic in front of the net. Yep. And there's a good little bit of puck luck right there. The goaltender goes off a skate, and the Marlies are down 5-2, going to the timeout here. And we look like if Richard Powers, he's trying to get the ref to talk about a kicking motion. And we know, Matt, the bench is the worst spot in the on the rink to get a good view of anything that happens. So he may have heard from a defenseman, or he's looking for goaltender interference. Dennis Houlihan saying, hey, dude, he's right on top of the goalie. As right now the officials are saying, hey, it was a clean play. You put him there, he's going to stay there for a second. You got to make sure you keep him out of your own blue ice.
And Peter, you yourself are a referee, and can't be easy when a coach is out there trying to get his way. But what kind of approach do you take as a referee when the coach doesn't like what he sees?
Well, you know what? There's a great example. I thought it was a timeout. It's not even a timeout. Now they wait, and they probably shouldn't be able to pull their goalie this late. So Richard Power got a slow down. Now he's taking his goalie. This is an old-fashioned 1980s move. You don't want to use a timeout, you take your change. So for the officials out there, Cam Finney, Dan Seppi doing a good job. I'm probably not letting him throw the goalie after you've given him a 2-minute timeout that's not going to go against him in the books.
So Crosby DaCosta takes the reign in net. He's a new addition to the program, comes over from the Toronto Titans, who he played with last year. And Richard Powers said he was the first star of the game against JrC just a couple months ago, or last month rather, and Powers said he really kept his team in it. A goalie with a quick glove and likes to challenge the shooter and enjoys the challenge of breakaways, his coach said as well. And we'll see how DaCosta plays the rest of the game and how he might settle in after coming in cold.
They've given Chase Yanni credit for the goal. It looks like Romano's big body. Either way, the junior Canadians have a 5-2 lead and 24-11 in shots. The Marlies have only registered 2 in the second period.
Let's see if they can change the tide here. There's just over 3 minutes left to play here in the second period in the inaugural Mustache Cup. Toronto Junior Canadians and the Toronto Marlboros going head-to-head here at the old Maple Leaf Gardens, the old home of the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Toronto Marlboros as well. Such a historic building as you walk through and see all the pictures and moments that have been right here in this building. And today we get to see the future stars of the game take the ice. This one's tipped away by Romano as JrC goaltender is down in his own crease as he gets back to his feet.
Well, he's got Katzen, and the interesting thing for the Marlies is every time they've been scored on, they throw that Katzen line out, hoping that he can generate some offense here. He went right through the crease area. He's arguing with the officials that it wasn't all him, that he got a little bit of help. As you're going to look at Armelin's down, his brother Alex, who started the game, is at least going to start stretching a bit here just in case he needs to come in.
Nico receiving some treatment from a trainer down by his own net as we see Chris Malkasian talking with the referee and Doesn't seem to be too happy out there.
We'd have to take another look at that. I mean, I don't see anybody in the either roster going out, intentionally knocking a goaltender out. This is a one-gamer. It's the regular season. Malkasian might think they've gone a little too close to the goalie as they try to get kind of their ugly goals, the way the Canadians got their 5th goal. Cam Finney and Dan Seppi, 2 veteran officials with a lot of junior hockey experience working in the GTHL. We've also got our linesmen, Ryan Boonsel and Yul Han. Matt, interesting story. Yul Han, all the way from Korea, wanted to get more immersed in hockey, so he moved over here with his family. It's his first season. He's doing junior hockey, doing so well. He got a big assignment tonight.
Nico Armelin still working with the trainer down there, and as you see Alex Armelin continuing to warm up and get hot, and we'll expect to see him potentially in the crease of JrC. Just 2.5 left to go here in the second period of action, where being all JrC, they jump out to a 5-2 advantage. What do the Marlies have to do to get back in this one, Peter?
Well, you have big penalty kill. That's important. You need a big penalty kill here. And then you just got to stick to that plan. Now, they've been dumping it in a lot, and I don't think it's out of the norm against a defense core like the Junior Canadians, but you just have to find a way to just slow things down here, play your hockey game.
Let's take a look at some of those goals scored here in the second period of action. That one was finished on the doorstep by Jake O'Brien.
Some of the fans getting a little upset, feeling the contact's intentional here, but overall just a hockey play, a tough hockey play. And we'll see, it looks like he's gonna feel it. He's got 2:27 to go into the second period, and we know that his trainer was out there making sure that he was keeping track of them.
Jeff, come outside, you fucking fag.
And we apologize if our microphones picked up that disgusting comment made by a fan here.
A disgruntled fan maybe with the contact, but certainly very disappointing for him to come up through this area and try to get himself on the mics.
Moore trying to gain the blue line, wasn't able to do so. And down 5-2 here, the Marlies will have to defend this power play, which is potent for JrC. Certainly a lot of skill out there for them. Trying to make things happen on the penalty kill was William Moore. Unable to do so, though, as Valaris collects in behind his own net. Morano up for Addy. Looks towards the net. Shot it on goal. That one went wide. Now a battle along the half ward. Wang gets the puck, cuts towards the middle, shoots, and a good save there by Crosby DaCosta. Romano in the corner. And that one will be cleared all the way down the ice there by Aiden Lane. Minute 20 left to go here in the second period. 50 seconds left to go in the power play as a JrC player is down.
Marlies were on a line change here. It looked like a high event collision right there. I don't see an intentional play. They were scrambling, like we said, the long line change here, racing over to the bench. Malkasian is saying it's intentional. I just find it hard to believe that with these two teams and what they know about each other that they would get dirty here. I just see a high event collision on a line change. Temperatures are flaring here, but it certainly didn't look like a dirty play, just one of those collisions. And 2 long stoppages here. You see the Junior Canadians really forcing it here at the end of the power play, forcing DaCosta, who's come in cold. He's had to deal with it. Right now down 5-2 as the officials are still in conference about what took place in that bench area.
And the player is still down on the ice, receiving attention from a trainer, and we'll let you know when he gets back to his feet.
This is one where you really need your linesman helping you out as well. I mean, everyone's worried about an offside or icing. It seems like an easy play. Hey, they're just going away, but moving very quickly, trying to get to the bench. You don't want to get caught with the too many men call. We know the officials had a quick conference right now. Richard Power talking to referee Cam Finney, and we'll see if the linesmen were able to assist in a call. I didn't see it as a dirty play. I don't have a Marley's number for you, just that there was a pretty quick collision. We know our folks in the truck are trying to track that down for us as well.
And that's Evan Mulcazian getting back to his feet, and he'll head to the locker room under his own power, and never want to see moments like that and players down on the ice, and we'll see what the referees assess here. Just over a minute left to go here in the second frame.
Well, Katzon's still in there. They have a double minor, which looks like they're going with perhaps a head contact penalty if they got some help. Coach Richard Power, he's going to argue this down. I get it. He's got to advocate for his team. You're down 5-2. You're trying to get the next goal. Things are not going well, but here's the adversity as we get an opportunity to see Armelin, who was knocked over in one of those hockey plays as well.
Yes, the two goaltenders for JrC, Alex and Nico. About everything is the same. They're goalie partners. They both play the same position, and they look pretty identical twins out there. But we want to find some of the different, or actually they're fraternal twins. They look a lot like each other, but some of the differences between them. Well, Marc-Andre Fleury versus James Reimer. Rocky versus Home Alone.
Rocky? Well, what year did Rocky come out? I mean, they're definitely watching that online.
An old soul.
Netflix.
He's an old soul.
Well, Coach Richard Power not happy. The double minor being assessed. And the linesmen and the referees had the conference together. And we'll see if things settle down here. The temperature among the fans getting a little heated internally. And we'll see what the Junior Canadians want to do with the result here. They could really put this away now.
So 34 seconds remaining in the Katzon penalty, and a double major or double minor issued to Dragusika. So 27 seconds left to go in 5-on-3 action, and then it'll be 5-on-4 to conclude the rest of the period. So 4 minutes for slew footing is the call as Graziano gains the blue line in the corner, sends it around. Martel back to collect. Martel and Graziano will trade places. This one comes for O'Brien. Katzon's penalty is over, and already into the action, making a nice poke check there, but JrC is back on the attack. O'Brien tried to send it to that far side, but Katzon will steal the puck, and in the final 10 seconds have an opportunity here, but a good play there by Graziano. That one will be sent all the way down the ice, and that's how the period will end. So after 2 periods of play, 5-2 is where we stand. The Junior Canadians in front over the Toronto Marlboros in the inaugural Mustache Cup here from the Mattamy Athletic Center. Peter, your thoughts on the second period?
Well, this second period has to probably be the worst second period the Toronto Marlies have had this season. The power play hasn't shown much. The penalty kills, giving up opportunities, losing their cool. They went with a double minor slew foot, so we saw a lot of action there. And it's one of those things where if tonight's not the night, you still have to find a way for those teaching moments for Coach Richard Power and the Toronto Marlies. You got Nelson back in net there. The DaCosta probably went in and said, okay, this is our guy, let's put him back in. But your number one defenseman is in the box, and you've got to kill off 247 of that double minor, that slew foot that was called on the line change. This is a big one here. You can really turn things around, and there's a little bit of luck from Katzon.
Lane in front. Oh, what a save! And another! Wow, Armelin got both there off the point-blank chance from Aiden Lane. Incredible in net from Nico Armelin.
Matt, we go from like that stern talk at the third period to celebrating some awesome skill, man. We're back into the game. I love it.
Graziano over the line. That one just went wide. O'Brien was taken down hard there by Aiden Lane at the line.
Look at that pass. Armelin is feeling it now. 2 big saves in this game, and now he's making outlet passes to center.
Yanni couldn't do anything with it, taking off the puck. Here come the Marlboros in front, a good chance there from Moore. That one just went wide. O'Brien will collect through neutral ice and gain the blue line. How's Malkasian to his right? Still with that puck, turning on it in the half wall. Romano a shot, that one blockered aside there by Jaden Nelson. Romano turning with it. We'll send it in deep for number 22. That's Romano on it again. Right to center and they score! What a pass and what a finish! It's Jake O'Brien and it's 6-2 JrC.
This power play just so strong with the skill that the junior Canadians have. You got to be really impressed with the puck movement. Nelson hasn't had a chance to get over across here. He can't. You can't cheat over. You got a strong shooter. You're taking a look at the fact that Romano's sitting there, one of the offensive leaders. If you leave your post, you leave yourself exposed.
So 4 goals the deficit now for the Marlies, and JrC just continues their dominance over their big rival, Witkowski. Trying to get something going here for the Marlies. In behind, chance for Matthias Stark, the captain of the Marlies. Continues to do battle down there. Moore in behind, lost the puck. And now Jaguska in there for the Marlies, as JrC is able to come out to neutral ice. 2 minutes gone here in the third period. As Jake O'Brien's goal that made it 6-2 is announced here in the stadium, or in the building rather, and that chance there by William Moore. He's taken off the puck, comes back for Stark. Shot it on net, that one a good block there by Ethan Armstrong. As that one was sent in front for Caterin, who had a chance on the doorstep. Katzen to the attack. That one fought off there by Martel. Comes back to line for Deletch. Sent in deep. On to chase that puck was Matteo Sabatini for the Marlboros. This one will come all the way down the ice. It'll be an icing, or won't be an ice. It will be an icing call. There we go. So 12:22 left to go. We'll get a face-off in the JrC zone.
Well, the linesmen are so used to being someone in the box, they let their guard down, but they get the call right here. And you look at the shots on goal right now, Matt, just 15, and we're already down by 4 goals if you're the Marlies. I think you just got to open it up, get these defensemen activated. 5-2, 6-2, 7-2, will it really matter? You want to try and get back into this game.
Mustache Cup is up for grabs here, and O'Brien gains it over the line. Tried to send it in for Yanni. Pass just out of his reach as Katzen takes the puck off his man. Katzen over the blue line. Tries to feed Caterin, he will. Trying to feed it back for Katzen was Caterin, but that pass wouldn't work. And now Kasian will send it in deep for the junior Canadians. Junior Canadians have really exploded tonight offensively and have limited the Marlies to just 15 shots, as you've mentioned, Peter. And we'll see how the rest of the Mustache Cup will play out here. The Marlies look to go to the attack, led by William Moore on the backhand, plays it in front, just out of his teammates' reach. As the junior Canadians look to go on the attack once more. In front, a nice play there by number 92, Malkasian. Or rather, that was Addy trying to play it for his teammate. And now it's Zhao over the line. And sent in deeper there by Keegan Knight. Marley's looking to work it from behind the net. Chance wouldn't go for them, and Addy feeds Morano through neutral ice. Both teams will get a change in. 10.5 left to go here in the third frame. As Witkowski picks it up on this near side. Tried to make a move past his defender, but puck was taken up by Xander Valeris as a whistle's blown here. As we have a penalty here. As we take a look at this big time save there by Armelin.
Well, the structure of the game kind of breaking down now as the Marlies activate their D, and you can see some loose play, a little bit of pond hockey right now as the Marlies try to get back into it. And Luca Graziano, number 7, he gets a cross-check here, giving the Marlies their second power play of the game. I don't know if they've got the offensive mojo going. Let's see if they can pick it up quickly here in this power play.
Draguska reverses it for Katzen. Stark a chance. Now it's on for Gabe Smith, who's in deep as a defenseman. Back at the line for Draguska. Walks, passes for Katzen. Turns with it. Pass on this near side, centered in front for Katzen. A great save and gets the second attempt there as well. Nico Armelin standing tall once more in goal for the Junior Canadians.
Katzen being able to spin around and just kind of draw some players around. And I love the fact Draguska, the heavy D, the guy that people fear the most, he's on the point on the power play. It shows you they're not one-dimensional players here. They can play all ends of the ice.
Inside 10 minutes here at Old Maple Leaf Gardens for the inaugural Mustache Cup, where it's a 6-2 advantage here for the Junior Canadians, and Marlies look to cut into that deficit on the man advantage here, but puck is 200 feet from the Junior Canadians' goal. Katzen gains the blue line, outnumbered there in the offensive end, but makes a nice move. Tried to, and he scores. Wow, what an effort there on the wraparound. Katzen was able to sneak that one by Nico Armelin. What an individual effort by Katzen.
That's the skill we've talked about throughout this season. Armelin, he's going to want that back, but you know what? Wraparound still work because you're this fast, this good. Take a look at the speed. Everyone thinks Katzen's going to get the second trailer, the third trailer. What does he do? He wraps it around and gives the Marlies a glimmer of hope here with 9.5 minutes to go.
So do the Marlies have any more juice left in them offensively? Down 3 goals now. Inside the final 10 minutes here. Graziano feeds Malkasian. Graziano gets the puck back. Good blocker save there by Jaden Nelson. As William Moore looks to start things for the Marlboros. Taken off the puck. And here comes Malkasian, 1-on-3. Cuts towards neutral ice, was taken off the puck, and we're going to get a penalty here. It'll go against number 19, Jeremy Martin.
The speed of Malkasian catches Martin flat-footed. He's got to stick a bit of his body out there. He's just trying to make a body check, slow things down. Malkasian takes a tumble, and once again, the Junior Canadians come out 1 for 2 on the power play. And these are tough, Matt. Do you go all in to try and get a goal when you've got a 3-goal lead in the third? Or do you tell the guys, hey, keep this generic, keep it boring, just throw the puck on net, don't get any D cheating down low?
And if you're the Marlies, only got 9 minutes left to go, do you kind of cheat things like Katzen might be doing here, trying to get things going offensively on the power play, on the penalty kill rather?
And Romano came out as a 4th forward, so 4 forwards and 1 D. And look at Valeris, he wants to lead the rush, so the Marlies can take an advantage here that you got a forward playing defense.
Addy over the line, sends that one on net, but Jaden Nelson once more is equal to the task. 23 seconds off the penalty. As we take another look at that goal from Katzen, what an individual effort, Peter.
He took like 1 stride to go 30 feet. That's how fast he was going on his edges. You always hear about edge work. What a great replay there. We can show all the young hockey players.
Addy reverses it. Valeris. That one will go over the net, where Zhao can take it and send that one all the way down the ice.
I still think it's very interesting that you have 4 forwards on for this power play. Maybe it's something you do regularly. Maybe you got to keep playing it as if it's a 2-2 game. But man, you're taking a chance here with a shorthanded rush.
Wang on it for JrC. Makes a nice move. Wang in. Oh, and just ran out of room on that near post. What a move to get some open space by Wang. A shot in on goal. That one went wide and will go all the way down the ice. As Valeris will collect things for JrC. They'll look to head north. Now on for Chase Yanni, who gains the blue line. Yanni will send it back to the line for Graziano. Malkasian into Chase. Two teams do battle for it in the corner. 20 seconds remaining in the penalty. 7:19 left to go in the period. At the line, Graziano walks, takes a shot towards the net, blocker aside by Nelson. Malkasian in the boards. And that pass intended for Graziano at the line will head 200 feet down the ice.
He's too slow here. Caterin's one of the best forecheckers in the league. You got to move your feet.
Caterin has it again. Sends it. DiCarlo shot. That one hit a body in front. DiCarlo will take that puck, but JrC is able to clear it into neutral ice. Moore trying to make something happen here for the Marlboros. On for Caterin, tried to send it in front. Caterin still on that puck and able to cover it is Nico Armelin. So we get some pushing and shoving after the whistle.
The Canadians very loose in their own zone here. You're looking at 5-on-5 hockey. You got that 3-goal lead. And that was the best move that Armelin could have made. Nico says, enough of this. We're freezing the puck. Coach is making a line change, and we got to get back to playing some good D in our own zone.
6:34 left to go here. It's third period. As we might be getting a...
I think this has got to be Junior Canadians. What do you think, Matt? Is it Marlies or Junior Canadians?
I'd guess Junior Canadians,
Yep.
but...
You got your hockey coach hat on right there. You're not happy. You have Junior Canadians just not happy with how loose that power play ended to all of a sudden giving up the angles. And you look at Wang. We talked about his amazing shot, Matt. All of a sudden he decides, well, I'm going to show everybody I can deke now. I don't need to score from 30 feet out. It was just an inch off his stick, or he would have had another one for the Junior Canadians.
Marlboro's going over things and game planning about how they might get back into this one. And Malkasian talking to his side, and he knows and his team knows the talent that the Marlboros possess with players like William Moore and Lev Katzen and Joseph Caterin, and certainly a lot of players that can get them back into this game.
Well, who was it? Patrick Waugh that started pulling the goalie down by 2 or 3 goals with lots of time to go in a game. Down by 3, 6.5 minutes to go. It's not out of the norm for someone to try and go for it if you've got an attacking zone face-off.
DiCarlo will skate for that puck, but it'll be an icing call, so we'll get a face-off once again in the JrC zone to the left of Nico Armelin. Nico and Alex Armelin nearly had identical stats in the OHF championships. 4 games, 4 wins, identical goals against at 1. Nico had a .944 save percentage. Alex had a .934 save percentage. Not only do they play the same position or look pretty identical despite being fraternal twins, they also have some pretty similar stats as well. William Moore centers, and Aiden Lane had a great opportunity in front. That one sent back to the point, in on net. Down there to chase it is Aiden Lane. Morano clears it to the line. Collected there by DeLetch. Sent in on goal. That one hit Graziano in front. And he's able to take it into neutral ice and send that one into the Marlies' end. 5.5 left to go here in the third period. 6-3, JrC in front. This one sent on for Zhao. Gains the blue line. Witkowski on it now for the Marlies. Tries to center that one in front. Zhao on it and behind the net. Simon tipped in front by Witkowski, just wide of the net. Back to collect there is Nico Addy. And JrC is finally able to get out of their own zone. Romano had his shot deflected wide. Trying to center that puck was Nico Addy, but no one was home for JrC. Stark taking his man down along the half wall. As the Marlies look to get out of their own end inside 5 minutes here at Maple Leafs Gardens in downtown Toronto for the inaugural Mustache Cup. Lead pass, Witkowski. Witkowski's in on a break, on the backhand, and great defensive effort there by number 13 in red, Jacob Valaris on the defensive effort.
Well, this junior Canadians team so tall and strong. I mean, I call them the forest. You got guys like Michael Levine, Armstrong, Valaris. Their reach is half the ice. I mean, to get around them when they put their stick out, incredibly hard to do, especially when you're desperate to get back into a hockey game.
Harry McLean reverses it for Jake O'Brien. And this one will come up to center ice. Played in on the backhand inside 4 minutes here at the Mattamy Athletic Center, Old Maple Leaf Gardens. As this one will come loose for a chance for the junior Canadians over the red line. O'Brien, Yanni lost the puck, and William Moore and Spencer Knight collided there.
The Marlies have pulled their goalie here with 3:18. Coach Richard Power, he's using the playbook here. He wants to get back in this. DeCarlo and Martin getting physical out there. Marlies need to focus on trying to get that goal.
Turnbull turning with that puck. We'll send it in. Delayed.
Oh, Keegan Knight's going to get a hold. All that physicality, Knight wouldn't let his player up. There were a lot of iffies there. There could have been a couple calls. The refs were letting them play physical, and Knight just holds on a little too long. And here's another opportunity for the Marlies on what's been a tough night. But a lot of little ones here. The collision kind of got everyone in the building going. A little hook, a little slash, a little push, a little punch, and it all culminates here with the Marlies trying to get on the board here as Coach Power once again having a conference with the officials here. Not sure if he was looking for another call at that one, but you've got a power play here. Maybe you're just looking to rest that number one unit.
So 2 minutes or less for Keegan Knight. The final 3 minutes here of the third period as
yeah, now they get the timeout. I really think the officials got worked here a little too easily. If the coach calls you over, Matt, you give him all that. You don't give him the timeout right here. Just not a good move by the referees to allow the timeout here.
As we take a closer look at some of the physicality in tonight's affair.
It's a great rivalry, but I'll be honest, like in this group here in the summer, Matt, a lot of these guys train together. Hockey camps together. I love that they're going to bring it here. They brought it for Movember, blown away by what their families have been able to put together in terms of helping Movember out. I love that we've got some intensity here. It really sets up the second half of the season. This is round 2 of 3. Everyone gets to play each other 3 times at this loop. So I know that third matchup will be a real testy one as well, especially with the junior Canadians. Something about playing blue and white and that Canadians team. I don't know if it rings a bell in your mind here. NHL playoffs and big battles here, but something about that junior Canadians have been able to keep the Marlies at bay for such a long period of time.
And Chris Malkasian said, despite his team not really meeting his expectations in the early going, he had full confidence that they were going to show up for this one. And they're a team, a group of players that live for these big moments, and capturing the GTHL Cup last year and winning provincials and all the success they had last year, and just trying to translate that into their U16 year with, of course, the OHL Cup on the OHL Cup and the OHL Draft on the horizon. So a power play for the Toronto Marlboros. Try and get back in this one. Down 6-3 here inside 3 minutes. Jergusica sends that one towards the goal. Sticked aside there by Nico Armelin. Jaden Nelson in net for the Marlboros still. We'll see if Richard Power might elect to pull his goaltender and get a 6-on-4 advantage.
He wants him. You could tell. I mean, Richard Power knows a little bit about the offensive game from his playing days and coaching. He knows he needs to get an extra body out here right now. I love the strategy if Nelson can get to the bench.
Nelson will go off for the extra attacker now, so 6 players on 4 for the Marlies. That shot in on goal by William Moore. Saved there by Nico Armelin.
It kind of shows you. I mean, William Moore and Michael Misa last year dominated this age group. And this age group hasn't got the flash that the GTHL draft class had last year, but it's got a lot of power there, like a lot of players in that middle. And you can tell Moore's not the guy standing out because that's how good the competition is this year in this class.
And how about this? The start of the year for Michael Misa in the OHL. Of course, he got granted exceptional status as 15-year-old and 19 points through 15 games with the Saginaw Spirit. As the Marlies look to eat into this 3-goal deficit on the power play. 6 attackers on 4 with the goalie pulled. Moore turning on it in the corner. Back at the line for DiCarlo. Moore feeds Dragusica. Centered out in front. Katzen with an opportunity. Wouldn't work. And Marlies look to get another puck towards the net. That one came over and back and will be a delayed offside. So 40 seconds left to go. Moore trying to deflect that puck with his hand. Nearly did.
What a play. I mean, that's zinging up over his head and he still was able to reach out and knock it down.
Katzen turning with it. That empty cage. 90 seconds left to go in the period. Katzen, his shot went over the net. Now he gets it back in the corner. Down there, battling for it. With just a minute 10 left to go in the final frame. JrC. Such a storied franchise with so many alumni, and they're well on their way to capturing the inaugural Mustache Cup. A great effort from start to finish, but they really exploded in that second period.
Well, you got to love the fact that this Junior Canadians team has struggled all season long to get a few more goals from breathing room, and on a night with this big showcase here, they're able to put it together. The big thing here I'm watching is what happens the next regular season game? Is there a big emotional letdown, or can they build on this? And of course, the Marlies, they probably just want to get right back at it as soon as they can.
Well, they got quite the test upcoming, the Junior Canadians do, as the Marlies get back on the board. 45 seconds left to go, and it's a 2-goal game now, as it looks like William Moore was able to put that one in behind his goaltender.
Oh, the skill to just get the puck up and down. Armelin relying, staying down low, and just a quick flick straight up. No chance for the goaltender. Heck, the goalie could have covered almost 3/4 of that net. It was still going in that little itty-bitty spot up the top right there. And the Toronto Marlies, they've kept the net open here. They got 6 attackers.
Final 35 left to go. This one controlled at the line. Sent it out in front. That was loose in the crease for a moment, but it'll come all the way out into the Marlies zone. 25 seconds left to go as DiCarlo turns with the puck. Feeds it up for William Moore, who tips it in. Villaris in behind the net. Moore able to collect it, sends it towards the goal. As Turnbull will send that one up to neutral ice as time expires. Your 2022 Mustache Cup champions, the Toronto Junior Canadians, with a 6-4 win over the rivals in the Marlboros. From start to finish, it was dominance from JrC, and they capture the first ever Mustache Cup here at the Mattamy Athletic Center.
Toronto Junior Canadians.
Peter, what do you have to say about the effort that JrC just put forward?
I mean, they've made a statement here that last year's U15, everyone was saying, what's going on? What's wrong with you guys? You haven't been able to get it going. They have reminded everyone they're the champs. It's a long season, but that reminder is going to go out, and that's going to raise the level of play for all the teams that face the Junior Canadians, because once again, they're one of the top dogs.
Two teams shake hands, which is always great to see after a pretty testy battle between these two sides, but at the end of the day, ultimate respect between these two sides, Peter.
Oh, the coaches, the players, they got a little ramped up in this game. I love seeing the intensity. Hey, it's like we said, I used to officiate the games. You never wanted a quiet one. You wanted one with something to do. And there was a lot to do in this game, right? You and I were both repping there for a while. So there was some intensity. It's good intensity. It's really a night of a celebration here. These guys are spending the night last night talking about what they did for Movember. Man, just really exciting nights to be here, and I look forward to next year's Mustache Cup.
I do as well, and for the Marlboros, a disappointing night for them, a good start to the season, but once again, JrC gets it done against their rival. 7 straight wins against the Toronto Marlboros. What do you have to say about that matchup?
I think Coach Richard Power is going to take this. This is going to be one of those learning and teaching moments, right? We thought we were doing so well. We thought these guys were on the ropes. They were going down, and they corrected it. You're going to be able to teach here. That's what you want to do as a coach, and you've got a great example.
Players of the game being announced for both sides. For the Toronto Marlboros, it's Lev Katzen. These players are picked by the opposing team's coaches. And for the Toronto Junior Canadians, it's Evan Malkasian, who is a workhorse out there, and his coach describes him as the motor that doesn't quit, and you saw it on display out there today, Peter.
I love when you ask his dad, is it a description of him as a hockey player or the kid at home? You never know what scouting report you might get on him.
And here comes the trophy.
Will the captain of the Junior Canadians please come forward to accept the GTHL Mustache Cup?
As Jake O'Brien will step forward and be the first one to touch the trophy.
He's asked if he could take his helmet off, and Stephanie Karate from our office said no, safety first. So he'll keep his helmet on. We'll know who he is by the end of the year, don't worry.
2022 GTHL Mustache Cup champions, the Toronto Junior Canadians.
So celebrations for the Junior Canadians, disappointment for the Marlboros, but both these teams have to be incredibly proud of what they have done for their communities, raising so much money for Movember, and at the end of the day, they're going to look back on this as a positive of what they did off the ice as well.